start in a child's pose today. It's really such a beautiful day out in Brooklyn. I went on a walk earlier and I was like, wow, like the temperature wasn't hot, it wasn't cold, but it was very like refreshing and cool. I was like, that is something that's so special because oftentimes we are kind of met with these extremes. As you make your way into your child's pose, go ahead and spend a moment just pressing your palms into the earth to really sink your hips back towards your heels. Might give them a little wiggle. And then you can sort of let yourself down, keeping your knees apart for a little bit more release in the low spine. You can bring them together if your low spine is feeling a little tender. Yeah, as we find ourselves in this space, it's been an interesting week. It's been an interesting life. And something that I've been really thinking about a lot as we move through our practice today and just throughout our day perhaps is really making a choice to be with what is. Oftentimes when we experience a sort of deeper sense of overwhelm, a lot going on, overwhelm actually comes out of a sort of resistance to reality. And when we choose to sort of sit with what is actually in front of us, can allow our feet to finally sink into the ground. Yeah, when we see what is, when we are able to not resist what is. Yeah, it doesn't always feel good to see what's in front of us. It doesn't always feel good to acknowledge what is with us, but there's something extremely grounding about accepting what's in front of us. And when we find our deeper sense of grounding, this can allow us to take another step. Yeah. So as we move through today, perhaps just inviting that into our mind's eye, into our heart, into our physical bodies as we traverse our practice on the mat, as we traverse our practice off the mat, allowing ourselves to become acquainted with what is here. As we find this space, we begin to settle, and begin to notice the quality of the breath. No need to shift anything, no need to make the breath do anything. Simply will breathe the body. The breath breathes the body nice and gently. And perhaps you can begin to invite the breath to fill up the body a little bit more. Beginning to open up the capacity of the lungs. Allowing this beautiful, fresh, pranic breath to move through the body. Maybe inviting that slight constriction in the back of the throat, Ujjayi Pranayam. Inviting shifts, being with what is. Offer our Guru Mantra. All teachers, past, present, and future, that have allowed us to come into this moment together to engage in this practice of yoga. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Noticing how the quality of the breath has already shifted, how your space has already shifted, and tuning into where you are at today. Take a nice exhale wherever you are, and then beginning to breathe together, inhaling to fill the low belly, mid belly, upper chest, crown of the head pours forward, and exhaling, chest softens, mid belly softens, low belly draws towards the spine. Deep breath in, inhaling, low belly, mid belly, upper chest, crown of the head, and exhaling, chest, mid belly, low belly softens. Inhaling. Exhaling, feeling the ripple of the breath as it enters the body, giving it an opportunity to cleanse the channels of the body like a beautiful wave of the ocean. Deepening the breath. Perhaps noticing the heat that begins to build just by tuning into intentional breathing. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift the crown of the head slightly off of the earth and walk the fingertips a little bit farther forward. And as you exhale, just walking the palms over to the left side of the mat, draping the rib cage over the left thigh. You can melt down into the earth, maybe even pressing into the palms to shift the right hip towards the right heel. You can inhale to fill the rib cage with breath. And as you exhale, letting that side body really open and stretch. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhaling, reaching and pressing into the earth. 1 more big breath in. And exhaling. As you inhale, lifting the gaze, fingertips begin to draw towards center, lengthening the spine. And as you exhale, walking to the right side, allowing the ribcage to drape over the right thigh this time. You can perhaps press into the palms to shift that left hip over to the left heel, and allowing that left side body to really expand. 3 breaths, deep inhale. Exhaling, deep breath in. Letting it go. 1 more biggest breath so far. And exhaling to soften. You can walk the palms back towards center and just planting the palms on the mat in front of you. Just looking at the fingertips, you can even lift them up off of the ground. Just taking a moment. We don't always look at what we're doing. Looking at the hands and then placing them into the earth. You can use the palms to begin pulling into the mat. Notice the shoulder blades pull down the body, and then pressing into the shins, just lifting the body up, finding your way to a tabletop. And you can begin shifting the hips a little bit side to side as you find this space. Yeah, many of us have been living this week differently just because of, the way the world is, and either having meals together, apart, standing a lot, sitting a lot. Yeah, it manifests in different ways in the body. So just beginning to find some intuitive movement here right away. And then finding a little bit of shifting side to side with the hips, maybe starting to find some circles. Notice sort of the general consensus is low lumbar spine has been a little bit tender for many of us. So just listening. Yeah. Well, hi, Laura. And Pusha. Yeah, so just finding a little bit of shifting side to side here. Maybe that does begin to manifest in some cat-cows. And just sort of listening to what your body's really asking for in this moment. Seeing if you can begin to tune into the breath in this space. You can even get into the shoulders, sort of rolling one shoulder at a time and feel quite nice. Maybe beginning to build some heat in the shoulders as well. As you feel ready, just beginning to let that dissolve and find a little bit of purpose or intention in setting yourself up in this tabletop. Yeah, we've been here a lot in our different practices, but seeing if we can really put ourselves in this beautiful asana, pressing into the palms right underneath the shoulders. So if you press into the palms, the back of the heart begins to open up. You press gently into the tops of the feet, you can lighten up the pressure in the knees, and the belly draws up into the heart. Slight tuck in the chin, nice long spine. Take a deep breath in here. And exhaling. Go ahead and place the left palm directly under the face. And as you take your next inhale and reaching up that right palm nice and high, maybe eyes even lift. And as you exhale, threading this right arm underneath the body. You can lay the shoulder down onto the earth and either tenting the left fingertips or maybe walking them forward. You can press into the left fingertips to begin shifting the right hip towards the right heel. And inhale to expand the spine. And as you exhale, softening the bones of the body as you twist a little bit deeper. Just 2 more breaths here. Inhaling. Exhaling, twisting, opening up the back of the body. 1 more big breath. And exhaling, letting it go, bringing that left palm back underneath the shoulder, press into the earth as you inhale, right arm to sweep high. And as you exhale, reaching out and away from the body towards the top of the mat. And then the palms finally meet underneath the shoulders. Once again, finding a little bit of that intuitive movement, just loosening up the low spine once again. Finding that nice, strong tabletop position. Taking a nice big breath in. And exhaling. This time, right palm underneath the face. Inhale, left arm to sweep high. Reaching away, expanding the chest. And as you exhale, allowing that left arm to thread underneath the body, laying the shoulder down. Really nice kind of sweet moment when you can lay your own body down. Maybe tenting the right fingertips or walking them out in front of you, pressing into the right fingertips to draw that left hip towards the left heel. Take a deep breath in to expand the bones of the body. And as you find your exhale, allowing the bones to soften and twist a little deeper. 2 more breaths, inhale. And exhaling. You can find a little bit of movement in here if that feels good. 1 more inhale. And exhale, letting it go. Right palm comes back under the shoulder. And inhale the left arm high. As you exhale, reaching out and away from the body, it's like you're pulling something over your back. And eventually finding your way back to your tabletop. Yeah, feels quite different already. We'll move right into our toe opening pose. Another great way to get grounded. Yeah, opening up the feet. We love this. I love this at least. You guys keep coming back, so hopefully you enjoy this posture as well. Yeah, so making sure that all 10 toes are tucked behind you and finding a variation that serves you. Yeah, if your feet are feeling quite tender, just keeping the fingertips on the ground, maybe even the full palms. You can even walk into a child's pose, a bit more of a passive variation. You can walk your palms up onto your thighs, low spine, release if you want to lock the elbows. If you want it to be more intense, just walk the knees forward a little bit to really get in there. I'm not going to go back. Yeah, we'll just find about 5 breaths wherever we're at. Seeing if you can begin to soften in the base of the pelvis and the belly. Noticing if you're holding yourself away from the earth. See if you can let that go a little bit. Maybe giving the shoulders a little bit of a shimmy. You can take about 3 more breaths together here. Inhaling, filling the whole body with breath. You can let it out with a sigh. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's take 1 more breath here. And exhaling, bringing the palms back onto the earth, just lifting up the feet and giving them a little bit of a tap if that feels good. I like to sort of wag out my hips here. Yeah. And then we'll go right back into the tucked toes to find our down dog. So being aware toes might be a little bit tender. You press into the palms, the hips shift back, and then press through the heels to lift the hips. Yeah, and just right away finding a little bit of movement. I'm getting a little gooey. I haven't said this for a while, but on Fridays we do whatever we want. So maybe taking a little bit of that through your practice as well. Giving yourself permission to do what you want. Yeah, you chose to step onto your mat today. It's a beautiful thing to engage with your practice. Engage with your body, with your mind, with your deeper self. Allowing the breath to come back in if it has wandered away. Take a deep breath in as we find our sense of center. And exhaling, settling here for a moment, checking in with our alignment, really pressing through the palms, shoulder blades wrapping down and around the rib cage, drawing the chin slightly towards the neck. You can lift up the heels if that feels good, soft bend in the knees to really reach the tailbone for the sky. And then drawing the lower rib cage towards the spine, just soften in the low back, yes, and not pressing and sort of overexerting here. We can actually find a bit of ease in this shape. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling. On your next inhale, just stepping the left foot in slightly so you can get the heel on the ground. And as you find the earth with the left foot, just lifting the right leg up nice and high. Go ahead and open up the hips, stack the pelvis, bend that right knee. We'll find this nice ooey gooey time for a moment, getting into the hips, getting to know where my body is at today. And again, listening to what the body asks for. We're noticing some different sensations that you either have not felt before or perhaps you choose to sort of avoid. Yeah, not going into any pain, but just seeing if you can expand a little bit more, sending the breath a little bit deeper, really allowing the hips to find some more space, a little buoyancy in the elbows as well. Take about 2 more breaths here, opening and closing the pelvis, finding something that feels interesting to you. Take 1 more big breath and letting that go. On your next inhale, extending the right leg up nice and high. And as you exhale, begin turning the toes towards the earth, really allowing the hips to find a squareness. As you inhale next, inner heel lift a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, stepping outside of the right palm, you can bring the left knee and toes down to the mat. Find our early wizard here, inhaling to reach the heart and the hips forward as just slide into the space of the hips. And just beginning to find a little gentle rock side to side if that feels good. Yeah, kind of easing our way into the body. We don't want to force our way into any of these shapes today. Just entering into the space of the body. Using the breath to really facilitate movement. Let's take 2 more breaths here, inhaling. Exhaling to really soften into the hips, allowing that left hip to expand. Big inhale. And exhaling. Planting the palms back into the earth, tucking the left toes, just stepping back into our down dog. You can paw through the feet once again, and then settling into stillness. Just checking in how the right leg feels, how the left leg feels. Right shoulder, left shoulder. Yeah, things are shifting. As you're ready, just gently stepping the right foot in to get the right heel onto the earth, and then inhaling the left leg up nice and high. Open up the hips to stack the pelvis, bending that left knee, and finding some movement here. Letting out any sounds. Yeah, getting into anything funky. Anything crunchy or sticky. It's like, oh, that's an interesting sensation. Yes. And the more we sort of look at ourselves and experience ourselves with a little bit of curiosity, and allow us to move through these spaces that might feel a little bit uncomfortable. And taking a deep breath in and letting it go. Next inhale, go ahead and extend the left leg up nice and high. And then you exhale, turning the toes towards the earth. Notice the shift in the pelvis. Inhale, inner heel lifts a little higher, keeping the hips square. And as you exhale, stepping outside of the left palm this time, right knee and toes come down. Shifting the heart and hips forward as you take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, just letting that go. Find that little rock side to side if that felt good. This side might feel quite different to you than the other. It's just something to notice. Yeah. Maybe keeping the fingertips on the earth. I've been enjoying finding fists on the earth. It can protect the wrists and the fingers, the joints a little bit more. Just listening to what your body's asking for. Take about 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Letting that go. Oh, so good. Can plant the palms into the earth once again. Tuck the back toes, stepping back, finding our down dog. And just pawing through the feet for a moment. Really actively engaging in each sort of time we choose to be in our bodies. It almost seems like kind of like a dramatic yogi moment where you just really press into the palms, really reach the hips high, really draw the chin towards the neck. Yeah, so intentional. We allow ourselves to really experience this moment right now. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling. And as you're ready, so just take about 10 steps towards the top of the mat. Notice each step can be an asana of its own, really allowing the hamstrings to begin to open up, allowing for each step to really shift your weight a little bit closer to the top of the mat, using each step to experience each moment. And eventually we will meet in a forward fold. Let's see if I can organize my plant so that I'm not, there we go, in the leaves. When we find ourselves in forward fold, go ahead and soften the knees, allow the belly to release. You can bounce the hips up and down a little bit, seeing if you can really allow the spine to become soft. And then allowing that movement to fall away as you just find yourself here in this forward fold. Noticing that beautiful release in the low spine, just the shoulders as they fall towards the earth. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And letting that go. Pressing through the feet, begin to draw the chin and the tail towards one another. You really roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time, pressing through the feet, opening the fronts of the ankles, the backs of the knees, front of the hips. Shoulders come up to the ears and then fall down the back of the body. And finding our Tadasana. Yeah, you can lift up the toes, spread them nice and wide and plant them back into the earth. Notice a little buoyancy in the heels, then draw the tail down towards the earth. Belly reaches up for the heart. See something in front of you. Yeah, it might just be a wall. Maybe you can imagine what's on the other side of that wall. There's a huge flock of pigeons that's circling the building right in front of me outside of this window. And it's so beautiful, the coordination that they have together. Yeah, just taking a moment to just be with what is, be with what the body is experiencing in this moment. And allowing that to really feed your presence. Taking a nice inhale through the nose. Letting it out through the mouth. In through the nose. Sigh it out. Same as you inhale, sealing the lips, really inflating the entire body with breath, pressing through the feet, reaching through the crown of the head. And as you exhale through the nose, allow the belly to reach up for the heart as you extend your roots deeper. Next inhale, arms will sweep high. Maybe the gaze lifts with the fingertips. As you exhale, fold forward, creasing in the hips, palms will find the earth. As you inhale, spine extends nice and long, halfway lift. Exhaling to plant the palms, right leg steps back, knee and toes come to the mat. You can inhale to reach the arms high, eyes once again reach with the fingertips. And as you exhale, planting the palms, stepping right back, finding your downward facing dog. You can draw the chin and the tail together as you roll forward to plank. And then we'll pause here for a moment, finding, just like we did in our tabletop position, that same intentional placement of our bodies in this shape. Yeah, slight bend in the elbows, allow them to scoop towards the rib cage and then press them forward. You can press into the palms to softly open through the back of the heart, reach through the heels to open the fronts of the hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, belly draws up to the heart. Let's take one more big breath. And as you exhale, knees come down, and chest and chin come down to the earth. Elbows pull towards the ribs. Pausing here. As you inhale next, pressing into the toes and the palms, see if you can lift the body off of the earth. And as you exhale, softening all the way down onto your belly. Inhale for a nice soft lift of the heart. And as you exhale, touching the toes, shifting the hips back, finding your downward dog. Once again, take a deep breath in. Exhaling, letting it go. Inhale to sweep the right leg high, square pelvis. Exhaling, stepping in between the palms, left knee and toes come down. Inhaling the arms to sweep high. And as you exhale, palms to the earth, stepping forward, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep high. And exhaling, folding right back down. Palms find the earth, creasing in the hips. Inhale for your halfway lift. And exhaling to set the left leg back. Knee and toes come down. Press into the earth, sweep arms high, reaching with the eyes. Exhaling, palms to the earth. Stepping back, downward dog. Inhale to roll the body forward to plank. And pausing here once again. We know this shape so we can enter it with intention. Yeah, finding that nice long spine, really engaging through the belly, opening up the fronts of the hips, pressing through the palms. 2 more breaths, inhaling. Exhaling, opening up the collarbones a little bit more. 1 more big breath. And exhaling, knees, chest and chin come down to the mat. Once again, pausing, press into the palms and the toes, lift the body slightly off the ground, and then exhale to soften all the way down. Inhaling to reach the heart forward, cobra, and exhaling, hips back, downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling. Inhaling, left leg sweeps high, square pelvis. Exhaling to step between the palms. Right knee and toes come down. Inhaling to sweep the arms high. And exhaling, palms down, stepping forward, forward fold. Inhaling to sweep the arms high. And exhale, palms find the heart center. Taking a moment once again. Returning to the breath. Noticing what has shifted. Perhaps you see the same thing in front of you. Perhaps that has shifted as well. Let's go through one more round of sun salves, get a little bit more heat going. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhaling the arms to sweep high. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, planting the palms, right leg back, knee and toes come down. Inhale to sweep the arms high, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, planting the palms, stepping back, downward dog. Inhale to roll forward to plank. And exhale right away, lowering the body down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling, heart reaches forward, cobra or up dog. And exhaling the hips back, downward dog. Deep breath in here. Exhaling. Inhale, right leg sweeps high. Exhale, stepping between the palms, left knee and toes come down. Inhaling to reach high, eyes high. Exhaling, palms to the earth, stepping forward. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, folding right back down. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhaling, left leg back, knee and toes come down. Inhaling the arms to reach high, pressing down into the feet. Exhaling, palms to the earth, shifting back. Down dog. Inhaling to plank, passing through that beautiful shape. Exhaling, lowering the body down, elbows towards the ribs. Inhaling the heart forward. And exhaling, hips back, down dog. Inhaling here. Exhaling, exhaling, deep, deep breath. Inhale, left leg reaches high. Exhale, stepping between the palms. Knee and toes come down. Arms reach high, inhale. And exhale, palms back down, stepping forward, this time pausing in your forward fold. And right away, softening the knees, softening the belly. Maybe find that same bounce in the hips. think if right away we can just go into that state of softness. We can build fire and we can find that access to the rest. Yeah, they exist just at our fingertips. Just allowing the body to be soft. Noticing the quality of the breath. If it's run away from you, bring it back. Take one big breath together through the nose. Out through the mouth. This time as you inhale, shift the weight slightly into the toes. And as you exhale, shift the weight into the heels, bending at the ankles, knees, hips, soften towards the earth. Can begin to lift the gaze as you inhale, finding your way towards our chair pose. Yeah, noticing our tendency is to reach the tail back or pull it underneath us and see if we can find this nice sort of lightness between the tail and the crown of the head, just gently expanding away from one another, wrapping the palms towards one another to open up the back of the heart, and then sit the hips a little deeper. Take 3 breaths here, inhaling, exhaling. 2 more breaths, inhale. Exhale, sitting a little deeper. 1 more breath. And this time, exhale, folding forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. And as you exhale, planting the palms, stepping or hopping to the back of the mat, an opportunity to make your way through a flow if that is of service to you. Listening, do I need more heat? Or can I hang out in down dog? Maybe a child's pose. Yeah, they're always accessible to you, your practice. We'll find about 3 to 5 breaths here, reminding ourselves with intention, how can I be in this shape? Yeah, I'm familiar with this shape, so I can enter it with my body in this moment. And we'll move through just 1 round of standing series on each side. Still get a little bit of heat going. Okay, finding your way to down dog if you're not already there. We'll go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, feeling the lips this time, and out through the nose. As you inhale, right leg will sweep high, keeping the pelvis nice and square. And exhale, drawing the knee toward the nose, pressing through the palm. Inhale, right leg will sweep high. And exhale, crossing the knee towards the left elbow, press through the palm. Inhale, right leg sweeps high. And exhale, right knee to right elbow this time, pausing here. And pressing through the palms to dome through the upper spine and draw the right knee up as high as you can on that right arm. We'll take 1 more big breath. And as you exhale, gently stepping outside of this right palm. You can bring the left heel down to the mat about 90 degrees, or you can scooch the left heel a little bit farther back even. And then beginning to press the right shoulder into the right knee, drawing the right hip under the body, you can begin peeling the left arm up or towards the hip. We're finding extended side angle lunge from the bottom. Yeah, so if you find this shape, you're welcome to tip the fingertips or come up onto the right forearm, but just seeing wherever you're at, if you can really press this right knee back to allow the hips to scoop underneath the body. Yeah, chest begins to expand. Maybe the eyes even reach up for the left fingertips. We'll take 3 breaths here. You exhale, really allowing the belly to draw into the heart space as the hips soften down. 2 more breaths, inhale. Exhaling. 1 more breath. And exhaling, letting it go. Next, inhale, arms begin to reach out and up, finding your way to a warrior 2. This right leg is burning, give it a moment, go right back into it. Check in with the hips, see if you can drop the left hip down, squaring the pelvis, and then find somewhere to rest the eyes in front of this right middle finger. Yeah, I'm taking about 3 breaths here. Seeing if you can soften in the shoulder blades, allowing the base of the pelvis to reach for the earth, press into the feet. Very stable, very strong, beautiful warriors. 2 more breaths, inhale. Exhaling. 1 more breath. Exhaling. This time as you inhale, go ahead and extend the arms up towards the sky. Turn the right toes in. You might heel toe in the feet just a little bit. And as you exhale, you can bend this left knee and turn out the right toes. We're going to move into a Skandasana right away. So notice if this feels early for you, you can bring the fingertips down and just paying attention to how the inner thighs feel. Yeah, wherever you're at, seeing you can begin to expand through the back body, pressing as if you were pressing into something behind you to allow the front of the body to open up. Yeah, This actually feels quite nice to have the hands on the ground. It's a bit more grounding. And you can use that left elbow to press into the left knee. If you want to spring it up a little bit, or even take that left heel off of the ground. Yeah, there's many ways to enter this posture. Listening, because it's Friday, you do whatever you want. Yeah, noticing the quality of the breath. Take 2 more breaths wherever we're at. 1 more breath. As you exhale, begin shifting the weight back towards the right foot. You can do a nice little monkey climb over. We're just gonna sort of unfold back into our warrior 2. Notice what the back foot is doing and see if you can bring the toes in a little bit to support that left knee. Finding our super strong warrior 2, just like we never left it. Yeah, taking a moment, seeing something in front of that right middle finger once again, taking 2 breaths. Exhaling. 1 more breath. And exhale, letting it go. Go back into that skandasana a couple more times. As you inhale, fingertips reach high, all 10 toes point forward. And as you exhale, left heel turns in, right toes turn up. We move into the skandasana. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, shifting the weight back forward into the right foot, unfolding into our warrior 2. Yeah, we'll just do that 1 more time. Taking a deep breath in, finding that strong, strong warrior 2. Exhaling, reaching a little farther. Inhale, arms sweep high, toes turn forward. Exhale, left heel in, right toes turn up. Skandasana, taking a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, shifting back forward, finding that warrior 2. Yeah, really nice hip opening situation going on there. On your next inhale, reversing your warrior. And as you exhale, palms cartwheel down, framing this right foot, stepping back, finding our downward dog. This is an opportunity to move through a flow if that sounds good to you. Maybe it's a time to take a child's pose or just hang out in down dog. We'll take about 3 to 5 breaths, taking an opportunity once again to check in. How is my body experiencing this moment? Where is my breath? What is the quality of the mind? Beautiful. I'll do that on the left side. So finding your way back into your downward dog if you're not already there. I'll take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose, this time sealing the lips. And letting it out through the nose. Inhale, left leg sweeps high. As you exhale, knee draws towards the nose, press through the palm. Inhale, left heel sweeps high. And exhale, crossing the body, left knee, right elbow, press, press, press. Inhale, leg sweeps high. And this time, exhaling, left knee to left elbow, pausing here, pressing through the palms to really allow the back of the heart to open. Draw that left knee high up on that left arm. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently step outside of that left palm. Yeah, planting the right heel down. Maybe the right heel slides behind the right toes a little bit. And then as you plant this left palm down, pressing the left shoulder into that left knee to begin drawing the hips under the body. You begin unfolding and perhaps reaching up with the right fingertips. Maybe the hand stays on the hips as well. Yeah, just seeing how you can access this beautiful shape from below. Yeah, you can start with the foundation and it allows the shape to unfold and blossom. Taking about 3 breaths here, really pressing that left knee back, opening up space for the left hip to roll underneath you. 2 more breaths. Exhaling, soft shoulders. 1 more breath. And exhaling, letting it go. Time pressing into the feet, reaching out with the fingertips, inhaling, finding your warrior 2. If the left leg is burning, give it a moment, go right back. Yeah, the body's so quick to recover. Amazing. Yeah, so finding your way into your Nice strong warrior two here. Noticing if this right hip is popping up. See if you can shift it down, reach the fingertips away, and then soften through the shoulder blades as you rest your eyes over this left middle finger. Just taking about 3 breaths here. Noticing how strong and stable this shape can really feel. 2 more breaths. Exhaling. 1 more breath. And exhaling to let it go. This time, as you inhale, left toes turn in, arms reach high. You exhale, right heel turns in, and left toes begin to turn up as you make your way into our first Skandasana. So this one is a little bit less codified, sort of getting more acquainted with this space. Your right hip and your left hip likely feel quite different. So just noticing maybe this side requires a little something a little different. Begin perhaps engaging in the back of the body, pressing the body back to make space for what's in front of you. You can use this right elbow against the right knee. Checking in. Yeah, how does my body experience this moment? Taking about 2 to 3 more breaths of exploration time. Yeah. It's a really good time of year to get into the hips. I feel like it's always a good time of year to get into the hips. But this is especially nice. Invites a little bit more watery earthiness into our day-to-day to open up the hips. And as you find yourself ready to be moving into the flow, you can press back into the heels, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, begin shifting the weight into this left foot, unfolding the body, making sure this back foot turns in a way that'll support the knee. Yeah, and finding our warrior two, taking a deep breath in here. Exhale. And as you inhale, fingertips reach high, toes turn forward. Exhale, right heel turns in, left toes turn up, Skandasana. Taking a breath in here. As you exhale, shifting your weight forward. Yeah, all of this can be done with the fingertips on the ground as well. Listening to your body, taking a deep breath in. Exhaling, just one more time, that flow. Inhale, toes turn, fingertips reach high. Exhale, right heel turns in, left toes turn up, Skandasana. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, shifting the weight back towards the left, really allowing that nice unfurling to happen. Yeah, sort of juicing the hips, lubricating the joints a little bit more deeply. And taking a nice deep breath in here. Letting it go. Inhale to reverse your warrior. And as you exhale, palms cartwheel towards the earth, framing the left foot, stepping back, finding your down dog. You can inhale to roll forward to plank and make your way through a flow if you would like. Listening, always, what does my body want? Yeah, we'll meet in a down dog for a moment. You can lift up the toes lift up the heels nice and high, opening of the bottoms of the toes. And from here, pressing into the toes so much that the knees bend, they drop into the earth, and tuck the toes, press into the palms, and then lower the body, finding your child's pose. Yeah, short series, but quite intense. So just listening to the quality of the breath, listening to how the body is experiencing this moment, perhaps even noticing where the mind wants to take you. Just seeing if you can allow that to soften for a moment. Noticing the quality of the breath, how it inflates the body, allowing the creases in the hips to become a little softer, allowing the forehead to melt a little bit more gently into the earth beneath you. And 2 or 3 more breaths here. And it's like going from that active practice to the resting practice. This path in between the two can feel a bit sticky at times, but just allowing ourselves to move between. As you're ready, go ahead and reach into the palms to begin pulling the body back towards your tabletop for a moment. Tuck the toes, shifting the hips up and back, finding your down dog. Taking a deep breath here and letting it go. And as you inhale, heels lift nice and high. As you exhale, bend the knees, looking between the palms, and gently stepping or hopping to the top of the mat, finding our forward fold. Take a deep breath in here for halfway lift. And exhaling, folding forward a little bit more deeply. Next time you inhale, sweeping the palms out and up, finding our way to stand. And as you exhale, palms come to the heart. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, letting the palms drop. I'm just going to practice our Vrikshasana tree pose for a moment. So go ahead and lift up the left foot. Spread the toes nice and wide so you can't see my head, but that's going to be okay. Yeah, so lift up the left foot, just spreading the toes, and then plant the foot into the earth like you're planting a beautiful plant. Yeah, I think all of you have plants in your homes. So perhaps just rooting down that left foot a little bit more. Left leg can become a little bit soft, or right leg comes softer on the earth. Turn the right knee out towards the side. Yeah, perhaps this is where you want to hang out with the little kickstand here. Perhaps this right foot comes to the inner calf muscle of the left leg, or perhaps you take it all the way up and place it into the inner thigh. Wherever you're at, seeing if you can begin to draw your attention towards the midline of the body. See if you can root down through the tailbone to reach the heart up for the belly up for the heart. Yeah, this allows the pelvis to slightly tuck under just to protect the low spine. The palms can meet at the heart. Press more into that left big toe mound. We'll just find about 5 breaths here. If you're feeling quite stable, perhaps you can close the eyes for a moment at a time. It's a great practice of challenge. Yeah, allowing the body to find a little bit more trust in itself. Allowing the breath to feel through each and every fiber of the body. Yeah, it sort of weaves its way through the fibers of the muscles and the tissues. Take about 2 more breaths here. Inviting ease as we root deeper. And as you're ready, we're just going to let this go, and we're going to be really gentle. So you can begin to turn the right knee towards the front of your mat, wherever you're at. And notice as you turn that knee forward, the foot gently releases from the thigh. Yeah, it's really hard to not slingshot it, but see if you can be nice and gentle. And just like we did before, spread the right toes nice and wide, and we're going to plant that right foot right into the earth. Yeah, shifting the weight over and just gently lifting this left leg off the ground, turning the left knee out towards the side. Yeah, just moving right into it. Yeah, with deep intention. We can find that kickstand of the left foot, perhaps the left calf, or we bring it all the way up into the inner thigh. Wherever you're at, drawing the mind into this beautiful center line of the body. Yeah, allowing the 2 sides of the body to sort of meet each other in the middle. Yeah, drawing the tailbone down, allowing the pelvis to slightly draw underneath you, supporting you as you root down and reach high. Taking about 5 breaths, depending on the length of your breath, pressing into the right toe mound, maybe closing the eyes for a moment at a time, slowing down the blinking, building more trust. Yeah, you might blow in the wind a little bit. It's a beautiful practice as well. Just taking about 3 more breaths. And that beautiful, calm, patient nature of the tree. Just as we did before, very gentle. Yeah, being nice and gentle with our bodies. Such a beautiful practice. Just begin drawing this left knee close, kind of like you're closing the door. See if you can, nice and gentle, release that left foot. Whew. Yeah, requires a little musculature. Spreading the left toes nice and wide. And just planting this left foot back into the earth. You can release the palms by the sides. Just taking a moment to allow the feet to plug into the earth. Just noticing how you're experiencing this moment. Yeah, quite different. You can heel toe the feet out, about just outside of the hips, turning the toes out, and then we're just going to drop into our malasana. So just finding your way down there. Yeah, nothing fancy. You can draw the hips side to side, maybe lifting one heel and then the other. Just taking a moment to allow the hips to begin settling back down into the earth. Perhaps finding some stillness as you're ready. And today what we can do, we can draw the palms into the heart if that feels like what you want to go for. Once you've found that, perhaps just unfolding the arms, and you can bring the fingertips onto the toes. From here, you can walk the fingertips a little bit farther behind you, just to really allow for the sort of pressure between the elbows and the knees. Yeah, so what we want to do, I notice from the side here, oftentimes we let the knees fall towards the center of the body, and this puts a lot of pressure on the midline of the knees and the ankles. So using the pressure of the elbows against the palms, we're pressing the legs back. Yeah, even if your hips are a little bit lifted, seeing if you can really allow the knees to press back into the outer arch of the feet, and notice this lifting that happens on the inside of the legs. Yeah, just taking a few moments to explore that, and then perhaps bending the elbows once again and finding this nice sweet space of malasana. Taking about 3 breaths here. We'll just find a little bit of quiet, maybe closing the eyes and tuning into the breath and the movement of the body within. Slowly letting that dissolve. You can release the elbows and just planting the palms behind you. Just bring yourself onto your tush. You can bring the feet out just a little bit, so shifting into the middle of your mat. Just taking a moment to shift side to side in the palms. You can find a little bit of a massage in the low spine and then the hips. Yeah, this is not a codified asana, but feels quite nice. If you release the shoulder blades, you can get a little bit of massage in the upper back. Yeah, just for a moment. And then as you're ready, just letting the knees drop to one side. I'm going to the right side. Yeah, so you're coming to sort of this staggered knee shape. And then from here, just walking both palms behind you. So just continuing sort of the direction of the knees, walking the palms behind you as much as you can. And then as you press into the palms, sort of allowing the spine to extend, we'll find a nice twist here. Yeah, a little bit different than how we normally go into a twist, but can be quite nice. Maybe the eyes begin to reach over the right shoulder. And you can play here even with how the pelvis is sort of engaging. Yeah, if you rock the pelvis forward, you get more of a stretch on the front of the body. If you draw the pelvis underneath you, you get sort of some interesting things going on in the back. Yeah, this is a feel-good pose. So just listening to what your body's asking for. We'll take about 3 more breaths. Wherever you're at, allowing each inhale to really expand the bones of the body. And as you exhale, perhaps twisting a little deeper. Take 1 more breath here. And exhaling, letting it go. Just walking the palms back, then bringing your torso back to center. You can shift into your palms and just bringing your feet back on the mat and just giving yourself a little bit of that rock side to side once again. Maybe you even windshield wiper the knees a little bit. Just noticing how that, it's just a different way to access a spinal twist. Gets into some different muscles, so just something to notice. As you feel ready, letting the knees fall to the other side. For me, that is the left. You can walk the palms behind you. And then once again, you press into the palms and find how does this twist work for me? Yeah, if you tilt the spine or the pelvis forward, gets into something a little different than if you tuck the pelvis underneath you. If you reach the eyes over the left shoulder, this actually is getting into the front of my right hip even. Yeah, getting a little curious with how we're moving. Allowing us to access something a little deeper. Experiencing this moment. About 2 more breaths wherever you're at. As you're ready, letting that dissolve. You can walk the palms back forward. And finally, finding them behind you, place the feet back on the mat, and then just rocking yourself side to side, and allowing the spine to recalibrate, readjust towards center. And from here, sitting up nice and tall for a moment. You can pull into the knees to really allow the pelvis to sort of upright itself. The chest will reach forward as well. Nice, strong spine. And then from here, you can keep holding onto the knees, or perhaps you reach out in front of you when we haven't done this for a while, but we'll take about 20 seconds to begin rolling ourselves down to the ground. So really taking your time, like I already started, I'm being patient. It's not always easy to be patient when things start to feel like work, but just seeing like my inner thighs are shaking, great. You know, seeing is how slowly I can move and how present I can be with each moment that the body begins to engage in a different way. Yeah, notice if your shoulders are coming up to your ears. See if you can find a little ease, even if it's a lot of work for the core. About halfway there now. Yeah, see how it's like you're gently laying yourself down, even if that takes a lot of work sometimes. Yeah, we're almost there. My heart just came down to the ground. That's good. Shoulder blades are coming down. Back of the neck is reaching down. And the back of the head. Good job, everyone. You can walk the feet to the outside of the mat, plant them down, and just letting the knees fall towards one another. You can let the palms rest on the belly. Just enjoy how good it feels to lay down after our active practice. Yeah. Such a beautiful thing for the spine to just lay down and forget this. Take a deep breath in together wherever you're at. Just letting go a sigh. Let's do that again just because it feels good. Inhale. And just like bringing the feet a little closer to the bum here. You can reach forward and touch the heels with the fingertips. And let's find a moment in bridge. You can press through the palms, press through all 4 corners of the feet. And you begin to draw the hips towards the sky. The hips then, once they reach high, they begin to reach up for the heart and the crown of the head. You press into the back of the head slightly to give the neck a little bit more space. Maybe you walk the shoulder blades underneath you to clasp the palms. Just noticing if your knees are coming out to the side. See if you can root back down through the inner arches of the feet. Nice and gentle. Just 2 or 3 more breaths here. You're allowing the front of the body to open and expand. Let's take one more big breath in. As you exhale, releasing any palm clasp or bind, just lowering the body down nice and slow, nice and gentle. Yeah. Just drawing the knees into the chest. Can begin rocking the knees side to side. Maybe reaching for the outer arches of the feet. Finding a happy baby for a moment. And taking the next 2 minutes to sort of ask your body what it needs and listen. Yeah. Interesting practice to engage with, asking our bodies what they need and responding. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. It may or may not be an asana. It may be going right into your shavasana. Whatever it is, just listening. Beautiful choices. Letting that begin to soften. And eventually finding your final resting posture of shavasana today. Perhaps the legs are extended long in front of you, and the arms away from the body, maybe folding the elbows so that the palms can rest on the rib cage. Just allowing yourself to enter a space where you feel held and supported by the earth beneath you. Letting go of the effort of doing and allowing the body to simply be here. Yeah, how can I be here in this moment? Trusting that the body will continue to be if I let go a little bit more. Witnessing the beauty of the breath as it passes through every fiber, every cell of the body, breathing. And simply falling into the earth as we rest for Shavasana. Letting the air rest on the skin. Staying here as long as your body needs, as long as your body asks for rest. Perhaps in this space of rest, we can begin inviting a little bit of a deeper breath, allowing the belly to expand and the lungs to expand around the heart. Beginning to invite a little bit of movement in the fingertips and the toes, the palms, soles of the feet, wrists and ankles. Just beginning to reawaken the body. Maybe reaching the arms overhead, this expansive space of the torso. And eventually making your way to your right side. Once again, pausing in the space of rest, allowing the bones to fall for a moment. And from this place of deep softness, just pressing into the palms, peeling the body off of the earth as you make your way to a closing seat. Eyes staying soft or closed, staying in this internal space that we've cultivated for ourselves. Palms can meet at the heart. Just taking a moment to notice how my body has shifted. How have I engaged in my practice? And what have I invited in to this moment right now? Beautiful practice to engage in our own bodies and begin listening a little bit more deeply to what is here. All the beauty that is here for us to access. And taking a nice deep breath in through your nose. And letting it go. Allowing the chin to fall towards the chest. Honoring our own practices and our own bodies and all that has allowed us to come to this space together. Yeah, everything before us, everything that has yet to come, and everything that we have right here, right now. Thank you so much for a beautiful practice today. A beautiful weekend, and take care. Namaste.